Welcome to Crafting at Home with OC Public Libraries. Our teen summer craft of the day is stained glass with permanent markers. The supplies you will need for this easy craft are permanent markers, like Sharpies, and a glass or jar. Here's an example of what mine turned out to look like. I found that using a jar with a design on it to be very helpful, but if you don't have one like this, no worries. That just means you can let your creativity determine the design for you and you aren't bound by any particular design. Make it your own. One thing to keep in mind with permanent markers such as Sharpies is that they do come out very transparent. I've found that using the lighter colors did not show up as well as I thought they would. Keep this in mind when picking out your colors for your craft. Another thing to keep in mind is that the marker does remain a little tacky before it dries completely. If you're handling your jar, be careful not to keep your hands on the ink for a very long time because then you'll find that it does rub off. I think the hardest part about this craft was figuring out what colors I wanted to use, because you can't really turn back and say, oh, I don't like this color. It's kind of like a risk, you just have to pick a color and just go with it. I decided to put a white piece of paper inside just so you can see the colors show up, since it was a little hard to see against the clear background. If you have a more opaque marker, such as the metallic gold I am using, you'll find that it will show up a lot better than the more transparent markers. This might be a good option for you if you really want your design to pop. And then here I'm just kind of touching up those flowers because they did rub off. And because the Sharpie does rub off a bit, it doesn't remain tacky once it's dry, but I don't suggest using this for drinking out of because I don't think it will hold up to vigorous washing with a sponge and dish soap. So what I am using mine for are stationery items such as brushes, pens, and pencils. And there it is, all complete. Thank you for crafting with us. See you next time.